Hello everybody, this is Samir with Machine Vision Direct, and I'm here to introduce you to the MidOpt C-Mount filter mounting system today. And so the C-Mount is denoted by the -25.4 at the end of the part number. Just to be clear, it's the 25.4, it is not 25.5, it's not 27, just the 25.4, which is the metric for 1 inch, which happens to be what a C-Mount thread is. And so the C-Mount thread, I believe, is a 1 inch M25.4 thread with 32 turns per inch. And so we will go ahead and get the filter out here. And so the kit comes with a filter and it comes with a mounting insertion tool. And so we'll go ahead and get those out. And so just a thing of note, this will work with mostly any C-mount camera. The camera is usually not an issue if it's C-mount. It's generally going to only be an issue if you have a lens with a large protrusion. And so that tends to be short focal length lenses. So a lens such as a 9mm, 16mm onward shouldn't be an issue generally. But sometimes when you get into lower focal length lenses, when they have larger protrusions in the rear, which will be depending on the focal setting. Let's see here, if I get this all the way out. That one should be okay, but there are some where when you have them all the way out, generally it's going to be like your 4mm shorter focal length lenses. We've got a large rear protrusion, and that's going to make contact with the filter and not let you mount the lens all the way in. So you want to make sure your lens thread is bottomed out on the surface here, the flat surface there that generally bottoms out. The lens should sit exactly where it would sit if the filter was not inserted. And so now that I've got my filter out, I'll go ahead and get my insertion tool out as well. And so what you'll see is the filter has a -25.4 laser mark on it. Let's see, get that in focus. So down there it says BP635-25.4. That makes sense since this is a, oops, there we go, that's better. BP635-25.4. And so since this is a red bandpass filter, that makes sense. You can see the reflection of my keyboard in there. And so we'll put that down. We will pull out the insertion tool, and then we'll get our camera ready. So it doesn't matter which camera you've got. I've got a Bowser here. I've got a JI here as well. We'll go ahead and do the Bowser since I don't have a lens in there right now. We'll insert the filter in the camera. We'll make sure not to make contact with the glass itself. And then the tool has these two prongs, and then you'll see that the filter itself, just be gentle here, has two prong holes as well. So it's got an insertion point right here and an insertion point up here. So I'll go ahead and insert the tool in, and then you'll just start twisting. So bear with me as I get this installed here. It's a decent amount of twisting. So you'll figure out what strategy works best for you. But as I mentioned, that's a 32 turn per inch thread. So there's a decent chunk of turns I'll have to do here. All right, getting closer. And then you want to insert that until it bottoms out, which there we go, got it bottomed out. So you'll see is you still got a good chunk of threads exposed there. And then the filter is mounted all the way inside. And so what you'll notice is that this works on C-mounts. This does not work on CS mount cameras. So CS mounts have 5mm less of thread. And so it's not going to be compatible there. Once you put the filter inside here, there's basically no thread left for your lens to mount to. But C-mount camera should be fine. So we'll go ahead and grab that once again. We will grab a lens, insert that on there. And you'll see that the lens sat flush all the way back, so it bottomed out, not on the filter itself in there, but where it's naturally supposed to, where the bottom of the flat surface on the lens meets with the front of the flat surface on the C-mount. And so there you have it. That's how you install a C-mount filter. It's essentially a great universal option. So if you have a 25.5mm thread, a 27mm thread, if you have a fisheye lens that has no thread at all, it works for basically all of those, minus if it has that large rear protrusion, which fisheye lenses sometimes tend to have. But yeah, it's a fantastic option that basically makes it universal. So instead of having to stock a whole bunch of different filters at your facility or in your lab, you can have just one, and that'll do the job regardless of the lens. Thank you.